They're easy to get, require little or no experience, and they pay you money. Money is the point. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tani Dabi, but everybody calls me Dabi, and I pretty much make videos about London, living in London based off my experiences and little tips and tricks here and there based off of my experiences and my friends' experiences and things I've heard and learned as well. Today's video is going to be about like the easiest jobs you can get with little or no experience in London, because when you first move here, you might not be able to get a job as quick as you would like in the industry you would like to. So if you need money before then, you need to get a job. So a lot of the jobs I'm going to talk about today are flexible. They are pretty much good for side hustles as well as like everyday jobs. A little tip I will give you before we get into the video: even though it is 2019 and almost everybody applies for jobs through the internet, it doesn't hurt to take your CV, print out 10 copies of it and drop it in like shops around where you live, whether it's corner shops, whether it's supermarkets. I promise you there are people that will take it, and it doesn't hurt. This is how I got my first job when I moved here. Actually, I worked in retail. So yeah, let's just get straight into the video. Temping jobs. Temping jobs are actually a very good way to start off. Usually what you do is sign up with a temping agency, and then when someone in whatever company is maybe ill or goes on holiday or some sort of leave, you step in for them. And the really good thing about this type of job is that you get to put it down on your CV, and like obviously if you work in the type of job or the type of industry that you want to work in later on in the first place, that helps you gain experience and add something else that you can put into your CV. So market researchers are the people you might see on the road or in train stations, stuff like that. They approach you and ask you questions about a particular product or a particular company, or just gather information. To some extent, they are data gatherers. The tricky one with this is you tend to be outside quite a lot. So if it's a bit cold, you have to stay in the cold, but I guess if you layer up, you'll be fine. But it's a job that's really quite easy to get. When I moved here, I think most of my first couple of job offers were market research jobs. So delivery jobs are actually quite easy to get. Usually all you need is either to be able to drive, or with companies like food companies like Uber Eats and Just Eats and stuff, you see them all over the roads. There are people on bicycles that deliver stuff for them, and like you obviously will be paid for doing that, and the only skill you would need is being able to ride a bicycle, or if you're delivering with cars, being able to drive and obviously have a license as well. But that warehouse and factory jobs. So usually for a lot of companies, they have warehouses that they keep their stuff in. So obviously they need people who are like on the ground there to get deliveries. When they have deliveries, put deliveries into storage, and then when they have stuff that's been ordered or supposed to be sent to the stores or sent to wherever, you'd like take it out and like load it into the vehicle. But the only thing about this is obviously you will need a lot of energy, like a lot of physical work would go into it. Retail and like supermarket jobs, you can go to your nearest like New Look, you go to your nearest Asda or Sainsbury's or Tesco's to get a job, right? But the thing about especially the supermarket jobs is obviously there are different types of jobs to do there. So depending on what you want, that's the type of job where you can get a lot of overtime. You tend to be more flexible with those as well. So if you need to be free during the week, if you need like a side hustle, that's a job for you. Bar and pub jobs. This is probably the easiest job to get. The thing about it is, if you think about it people here drink. People drink a lot. So there are a lot of bars, a lot of pubs, a lot of restaurants and stuff. You literally just walk in and ask if they have a vacancy. I promise you, if you walk around a whole day to all the bars and pubs you find around you, you will actually find a job in one day. So being a nanny or an au pair is probably the highest paid one on this list, or one of at least. Basically, you end up taking care of people's kids for them when they're not around, and people will pay a lot of money for that. Like, you will be shocked how much people would pay for that. You do have a lot of an advantage as well if you are bilingual. If you speak loads of languages, you get to, or like another language, you get to communicate with the kids in that language as well. And that tends to be quite an advantage because people want their kids to be able to speak multiple languages. Another really good advantage about this is sometimes people have live-in au pairs. So you would live with them, you would have literally, you'd have your life, you'd have like a room in the house, but take care of the kids when it's necessary. Like, you could still go to school, you could still like have another job. A lot of people are fine with that as long as like you agree beforehand on the hours where you would need to be there. And that's pretty much it. Be making this money from just taking care of kids or play. So cleaning jobs might not be the most glamorous job in the world, but they are very, very necessary. And in almost every big company, or even little company, any company at all, or workplace, and even some residences as well, people need cleaners. So it's a job that is not too difficult to get, but as long as you're hardworking and like usually you could do so many different clients, and of course you'd be paid by the hour, so the more work you do, the more money you get, literally. So why not? It's money. Being a caregiver is very similar in some way to being a nanny, but then it might not necessarily be for kids. It might be for like elderly people or people who have extra needs. And again, the care industry is such a great industry that we can't do without, because people do need help. Just the extra hands around the house and stuff. And yeah, if you like taking care of people, this is something you should look at. Call center jobs. So call center jobs usually either involve one of two things. It usually either involves you calling people and speaking to them and following whatever script you've been given, or them calling you with like complaints, like kind of like customer service to some extent. Like, I think customer service and call center jobs kind of might fall under the same bracket, but for some reason people who live here and a lot of British people do not like call center jobs, so they're almost always available. I hope you liked today's video and got to learn something as well. Hope it's helped you, and remember to like and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one, guys.